Asus has teased the imminent launch of its new 27-inch OLED monitor with 240Hz refresh rate in a short video on social media. The screen resolution has been spec'd at 2560x1440 pixels, amounting to a 69 aspect ratio, and when you take into account its flat screen form factor, it appears that the new Asus ROG Swift OLED monitor will be using the same 27-inch 240Hz OLED panel implemented on the LG 27GR95, which broke cover a few weeks ago without much fanfare. Now, detailed specifications remain sparse, but from what we could gather from the teaser video, the new 27-inch 1440p OLED monitor with 240Hz refresh rate from Asus will fall under the ROG Swift range, the company's branding for its gaming monitors with faster responsiveness, hence Swift. And wouldn't it be a pleasant surprise if Asus could get Taylor Swift to launch the monitor? I would certainly fly anywhere in the world to attend the launch, since I'm a great admirer of her lyrical abilities. Anyway, if the Asus ROG PG42UQ 42-inch OLED monitor which launched a few months ago was anything to go by, it's quite likely that the new 27-inch OLED monitor, model number PG27𝙀𝙀𝘼𝙈𝙀, that's a mouthful, will be equipped with a custom heatsink to cool down the OLED panel. Generally, the addition of a heatsink brings two benefits to an OLED display. 1. Keeping the OLED panel's temperature under control can clear away temporary image retention in a quicker manner and hopefully reduce the risk of permanent screen burn, an advantage we have previously demonstrated on other OLED displays equipped with heatsink compared to conventional OLEDs without heatsink. 2. The presence of a custom heatsink should embolden Asus to drive the OLED panel harder to achieve higher peak brightness than competing models from LG Electronics. As a rule of thumb, the smaller the size of an OLED display, the lower the pixel aperture ratio, and by my own rudimentary calculations, a 27-inch 1440p OLED monitor should have a similar pixel aperture ratio to a 42-inch 4K OLED, such as the Asus PG42UQ or the LG 42C2, which are generally dimmer than 55-inch and larger OLEDs. And considering that the new 27-inch OLED monitor from Asus is designed for playing games whose static elements on screen may increase the risk of image retention and burn-in, we certainly welcome any sort of custom engineering that can reduce such risk, not to mention potentially extract higher light output from the smaller OLED panel. When we attended Asus' launch event for the PG42UQ a few months ago, the company also highlighted an optional uniform brightness function which, when engaged, will cap peak brightness to a level where ABL or automatic brightness limiter circuitry won't kick in, so you won't experience any dimming even on full field white. Given that uniform brightness was already available on the Asus ProArt PA32DC OLED monitor we reviewed recently, we expect this feature to make its way onto the upcoming 27-inch OLED gaming monitor to give owners the choice of a more consistent viewing experience without jarring dimming, at the expense of the highest peak brightness the screen is capable of. Interestingly, in the teaser video, Asus went so far as to label its new 27-inch 1440p 240Hz OLED monitor as endgame. Of course, some of you skeptics out there may disagree, but we think Asus' claim is actually not too far-fetched, due to OLED's pixel-level light control which delivers true blacks, vibrant colors and no blooming artifacts, as well as 240Hz refresh rate which takes full advantage of OLED's near-instantaneous pixel response time to give you crystal clear motion and snappy feedback. And although some of you may crave for 4K resolution, in our opinion 1440p is the sweet spot for the Asus PG27𝙀𝙀𝘼𝙈𝙀. The pixel density is high enough for a 27-inch screen size, while a sub-4K resolution will let you hit higher refresh rates up to 240Hz more consistently for an ultra-clear and smooth gaming experience. To find out how much better 240Hz refresh rate is over regular 120Hz, I've demonstrated it in a review video of a 240Hz OLED display you can watch by clicking here.